Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rose Ed podcast. It is back with me and Ducker, but this week we are joined by a very special guest, one of my long friends that I've had for some time now. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Kundai. I'm 23, live in Ashford, and like Adam said, I've been a good friend of Adam for many, many years since year seven.
Yeah,
Been in contact probably since year seven, but it kind of faded out a little bit. Obviously, uni life, how life is. But now we're back again,
yeah,
back in communication. Always good vibes with Adam. So yeah, I play football as
that's what I
well.
do.
Um, go to university in Birmingham, and I've actually just started off a little business with my friend. So clothing brand. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me.
What's the business
Hopefully.
called? When's it? What's it? Tell us about it. Come on, share it.
So the business is called Eutopia Studios with an E in front of the Utopia, obviously. And to be honest, we started off the conversations back in October, and it was a thing where I wanted to make my own clothing brand. My friend wanted to make his own, and then we just had a conversation. Just said, you know what, two minds are better than one. Why not just fuse together, scrap all of our names that we've made individually, and just make one together? And yeah, we came up with Eutopia Studios. Started off making tracksuits or designing tracksuits, and then we thought, it's January now. Doesn't make sense to drop tracksuits when summer's coming up or spring's coming up. Changed our whole business idea and said, let's go for shorts. And ever since then, we've just gone up so fast. So yeah, we're looking to drop on Friday, pre-order on Friday, and have it open for about 3 to 5 days, and then hopefully you get some customers buying and spending their hard-earned money. So yeah, that's literally the brand, and we just want to expand and keep growing. It's not easy as a clothing brand owner. Even now, nothing's perfect, but we just keep going
Yeah,
through the motions and things like that. So yeah, that's Utopia Studios in a nutshell. But yeah, we're looking to grow as much as you guys are looking to grow your podcast. So yeah.
yeah. No, that's sick. And how you been, Ducker? How you been?
Yeah, yeah, I'm okay. Norwich is still in the playoffs. Um,
Yeah, well,
Ipswich at home. Sorry, coming up this weekend. I'm shitting myself. I think this might be
oh,
the first East Anglian derby in 15 years that we'll lose. So, yeah,
oh,
we'll see how that goes.
it's big stuff, big stuff. We will shout out Utopia Studios in the bio and all that good stuff. You might get one extra sell from us, but it's all right. Um, but yeah, obviously, Kunal is also an Arsenal fan, which I'm not sure if you mentioned. But this week we're doing hot takes. We haven't got Joe with us this week. We've got Kundai to mix it up. So Kundai, as the guest, what is your first football hot take?
I don't know if you're gonna like this one, Adam.
Oh no,
Oh, I like
come
it.
on.
I like it already.
This is not a good. This is not a good start. It's not a good start.
I don't think Shabashla has been a good signing.
Ooh,
Ooh,
oh,
okay.
that is a hot take.
Yeah, that is a hot. You need to back it. Come on then. Yeah.
I just look at Liverpool and stylistically how Klopp likes to play, and I don't think Shabashla. How do you say his name? Shabashla. I don't
Sober
see
slide.
him. I don't see him affecting the game as much as he should be as the number 10, the creative midfielder. I don't think he creates enough. I don't think he scores enough. I don't think he assists
What?
enough.
What the fuck happened there then?
That's my opinion personally. I just think he's a good player, and I want to give a player the time. I want to give him a season, but I think he just
Yeah.
gets bullied quite often. He loses the ball. I feel like his decision making at time is a bit too safe for my liking. So
Yeah.
I think
No.
Liverpool can be a better team without him. I think Curtis Jones has been a more impactful player for Liverpool. Endo does a very good role in the deeper role, but obviously
Yeah.
Szoboszlai does not play in that role.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be missing out another player that plays on the other side of the
McAllister.
midfield through McAllister. If you look at McAllister, he impacts games the way he should impact games. He controls the
Yeah.
game, keeps it simple, but you can't have another player that's playing it simple all the time.
Mm.
You need someone that's going to be playing those riskier passes. And I feel like he doesn't do that enough for me. Maybe you take a
Yeah.
season, I don't know, but I just feel that he can do a lot better than he's doing at the
I
moment.
think. Yeah. I think I see where you're coming from. To be fair, a little bit with it, unfortunately.
What's your take on it? I
I
don't
keep
think you
lagging. I
fully
don't know what's
agree with
me.
me.
Do I
Oh,
lag out then? I don't know what's
yeah,
happened
you
there.
lagged out a bit there. Your face was
I don't
still.
know
It looked
what's
like you.
happened, but no, I did it. I did hear. I did hear what you said. Um, I think obviously it was what about 60 million, wasn't it? I think it was for him as well, wasn't it? It's obviously a lot of money now. I think he started off really well. He then had a couple of injuries and stuff, and then since then he's struggled to find his form. He was really good Sunday against Brighton, but I agree with. I think he should be doing a little bit more. Like
He
I
hasn't
think
quite
like
set the world alight. That's the issue. The thing is, a
yeah,
signing like Soboslai needs to be able to set the world alight.
mm,
And he's done okay, but that's it.
yeah,
There's no real advance on that. He's just been all right. Obviously, he had a few injuries, like you said, but
yeah,
he's not done anything out of the ordinary. He's a 30 million pound player at best at the minute. That's all he's proved. He needs
mm,
to prove that
no,
60
yeah, I'd
million.
agree. That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think he does have a good shot in him as well, so I give him that. And he has the profile of a player that could go on. But I just feel that, like you said, he needs to do a little bit more, in my opinion.
Mm. Yeah, I think he needs to add more goals. Like you've seen that Leipzig, sorry, that he'd score a lot of good goals. Like he can strike a ball really well. I don't think I've seen someone like at our team for quite some time be able to strike a ball like him. But you just don't see it enough. Like he doesn't take enough shots. I don't think. I don't think he's really been. So I wouldn't say he's been a bad signing, but I think there's been better signings as well. It's like so maybe it's like it's because there's um I think I wouldn't bad's I think maybe a bit harsh, but good signings a bit maybe too far. Just somewhere in the middle. Like as you said, he's not really been unreal, not really been bad. Just hasn't just done
I
that.
do think he's been tactically stifled though by Jurgen Klopp's style of play. Like you said, he doesn't take enough shots, and a player like him, you can
Mm,
allow to have shots from 25 yards. You can allow him to get into those forward areas.
yeah,
Obviously under the new
hungry is
manager, that
unreal.
come yeah,
Mm,
under a new manager that might change. You might see Soboslai in a more advanced area, but at the minute,
yeah,
he is just doing okay. But it's not really much more than that.
yeah. Okay, well, if that's how you're going to do this, then Kundai, you're going to come on here and just slate my players, then I'll see how it is. But Ducker,
It's a
what's
hot
your
take.
first
It's a hot
football hot
take.
take? No, that's fine.
Oh,
I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide. I've come
what
for Arsenal before, so that's all good.
what is my first hot take? Adam, I don't think you're gonna like this, mate.
Oh,
Right.
2
Okay.
0 2
Oh,
0
Yeah. What is it then?
I'm trying to
Come
think
on.
which one to go with.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Right,
amazing.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Right.
Okay.
So the Merseyside derby is about as good as the Chelsea Fulham derby. That's it's on that level. Like Liverpool fans and Everton fans, you're all friends. You're all family members. You'll get along with each other. There's no fierce, there's no rivalry about it anymore. Obviously, granted that
Mm,
what you want end of both on different ends of the table, but even then, Norwich and Ipswich are on different ends of the table, and we fucking hated each other. You and Everton, it
yeah.
just seems like you're all fucking pally, and I think it's just an awful derby. It's just an awful
Yeah.
derby. I hate it.
I do
But
agree with you. I think it's more like you are because there's not many like local lads in the team. Like people like Trent and that do obviously still get up for it, but is there any
no one
local
seems up for it.
Evertonians in the Everton
Everton,
team?
it's just like the Everton fans that just seem up for it, just because they want to just have that one over, maybe be on par with you. But it's just levels above. Like Liverpool fans look forward to Man City, a club
Oh yeah.
built of oil
Well,
money,
yeah.
more than they do to
Yeah.
a
That's a
ground that's
bigger game, yeah.
800 meters away from them. You know what I mean? I think it's just an awful
Yeah.
derby.
I think that it's I think it could be maybe because of the drop off. Like they're like we had obviously a drop off for years, but we were still at least top six at least. Their drop off for a long time has been a lot
Yeah,
more
but
than
even then,
ours. And maybe it's just that.
I can put, I can give you so many North London derby games, so many um, Sheffield derby games, so many,
Yeah, that's true.
Birmingham derby games where I think, yeah, they are proper derbies. Like even the Wolves West Brom derby, you know,
Mm,
I can't give you one game between Liverpool and Everton that's gone, oh yeah, that's a derby. Yeah, that's a game.
Do you know what? A lot of them are always 1-0 or 2-0 as well, or nil
yeah,
nil.
yeah,
It's a bit, you know what I mean? It's not exciting like a North London derby, like the Celtic Rangers derby, for example.
yeah.
You know,
It's one sided. It's very one sided. Like the quality difference for ever since I've been alive, anyway, it's always been Liverpool's favour. Like it's always comfortably better than them as well. Like maybe it's more, especially at Anfield, we usually tend to like win comfortably. It's only at their ground they're just boring 0-0s, or like you said, you scrape a 1-0. they might win the odd one very rarely. But I think it's one of them that, like, it's probably the whole Scouse not English thing, isn't it? They probably think that because they're so friendly up there, like maybe it's something like that. I don't know because I'm not a local, but
So
I
political,
wouldn't.
Adam.
That's probably what it is, though. Do you know? It's probably some
No, it's
political
true.
shit. But the reason
Yeah,
they
no, it's
think
true.
there's like, because obviously it's a derby, but like, bust if they get relegated. Whereas obviously other teams, in my head, if they get relegated, we just lose a guaranteed 4 points minimum every season. That's what it is. Like, do you know what I mean? So if they get relegated, there's probably someone that might come up and take points off us. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm delighted they've gone down because it doesn't really affect me. Whereas maybe up there it's
That's
different.
crazy. That's crazy. I'd want
That's
Ipswich to get
probably, yeah, maybe that's
liquidated,
just,
and you
yeah.
couldn't even care if Everton get relegated. Like that's your
Maybe it's
derby,
just where
man.
I'm from. But that's the thing. But if it's United for me, United's always a bigger
Yeah,
game.
that's the thing. I think that the Merseyside derby just
So
isn't a thing.
I think it's just the quality has taken it away. It's more of a name thing, isn't it? Like you often have the same weekend, you have the Manchester and the Merseyside derby. The Manchester derby is obviously like people look forward because that's such a difference in quality as well. Maybe.
Yeah, but that's at least still a good
Um.
game. I can give you so many games between two Manchester clubs that have been
Oh yeah,
unbelievable.
that's true. Yeah,
But
that's true. To be
I
fair, but
can't give you one game that has struck out to me.
what about the Origi last minute winner off his head, off the bar?
That's
That was
one
unreal,
moment
mate.
in one game. Like an actual game, an actual game.
Wait, is it when Jordan Pickford spilled it?
Yeah. Like
Is
hit
it
off
that
the
one?
bar
Yeah.
and like spun. Yeah, that's absolute limbs, mate. Clock ran
Tiny
on the pitch and
hands.
all, love it.
It's a bit like even the Manchester United thing with Everton and Man City with Liverpool. It's like
Mm.
I feel personally that Liverpool United is a bigger game than Liverpool Everton.
Yeah,
Man City
100%. I agree
Liverpool
with
is a bigger game than Everton Liverpool in recent years anyway. And I
I'd
feel
say so.
like it's
Yeah,
always it's just one of those ones. I feel like up north,
yeah,
you lot have something weird going on when your actual
yeah,
rivals is not your biggest game.
yeah. No, I know what you mean, but then it's like United and Liverpool. I think will always be the biggest game in English football. I don't think that will ever change. To be honest with you, this.
Oh, Carlisle versus Tranmere 101. You know what I mean?
But like, I just think that's like it's just everything drop off from there. It's just ridiculous. Like you could go into all sorts of derbies then, but so so the first two hot takes you're coming for Liverpool. So okay, I see what we're doing here.
I want to
But
hear
to
your
be
hot take,
fair,
Adam.
he's not disagreed with any of our hot takes.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
actually a
not.
good point.
that's
I'm
That's a
not
actually
good
fully
true.
point.
against it. It's fair. Mine's okay. I'm coming away from the Premier League a little bit. I don't know what it is. I think Endrick will win multiple Ballon d'Ors and go down on the best ever by the end of his career. There's something about this kid, you know. Just I don't know if you see it on Instagram. Them
It's
photos,
true. It's true.
he just like that aura, and it sounds so stupid. But this kid, like, oh, he just the way he wears his boots, the way he wears his kit, it's just
It's
so
the way he wears
like
his shirt as well. Like he tucks it in.
in it.
He's
Tucks
old
it
school.
in.
He's old
Oh,
school.
he's old school. He's got that ability. Like I know he's in the, but just as I said, when he picks up the badge and like scoring at Wembley and the young, it's just the guy's
And he
got
scored
it.
at
And I think
the Bernabeu as well.
exactly like the kid. I just think there's something different. I know they brought Brazilians in the past from there. Obviously, Vinny, Rodrigo, and Neymar are the biggest three to come really from Brazil and do well over in Spain. I think he could do more than all of them. I just think at 17, going into the Madrid team he's about to go into, you think if they get Mbappe and all these guys as well, okay, he might not play as much in his first season, but I think there's a serious player there. I do think he's going to win a couple Ballon d'Ors because I think he looks like he could have it all, but that could be a bit too soon. But I don't know. There's just something about him that's just different from some of
Just
these
the
other
way he wears
Brazilian
his
players.
shirt just screams Ballon d'Or winner.
You know what?
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of him as well? They put it in black and white and they make it look
Oh,
old.
it's just
He just gives you that Pele vibe about him.
it's
And have you
such
seen that
Pele
picture of him
vibes.
on the
Yeah,
pitch?
It
Have you seen him
is.
on the pitch and he's like doing
yeah.
that?
Oh,
And it's like,
it's Brit.
like
I just see
I
it.
don't even think that's a hot take. I think he has the potential to be a world beater, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And at such a
I
young
just.
age, scoring at Wembley. How
Mm,
many people who played for England have not scored at Wembley?
yeah,
There's so
exactly.
many people, and him at 17, he's done more at 17 than I've done in 23 years. So it
Yeah,
just goes to show. And then to go to Real Madrid for, was it 60 million euros or whatever it was?
something like that. Yeah,
Something crazy. Real
there must be
Madrid,
something
when they
there.
scout a player, they know what they're getting out of it. They know what
Oh
they're going to
yeah,
get out of it. So
it's the
I think
fact
he'll
he's in
be.
Brazil's first team at 17. This is Brazil, arguably the biggest footballing nation like ever,
To be
and he's
fair,
in the
Brazil
first
are going
team.
through like one of their rougher stages of international
Yeah, it's
football in a
true.
while. Even then,
Oh, but
they beat England.
look at the young talent they got. That front
Yeah,
three,
that's the thing.
Rodrigo, Vinny,
In 5 years,
Hendrick.
this Brazil team will win World Cups and God knows what
Oh,
else.
that front three can play together for 10, 15 years. They're
10,
all that
15
young
years.
still. It's mental. I don't know. Yeah, there's just something about it. Okay, it might not be that much of a hot take, but for me, there's just something with him. I think
You
there's
just
something
wanted to show
special.
some Endrick love, didn't you?
Yeah, no, as soon as he came on against England, I was like, he's gonna score. He's gonna score. So that's just
And he did.
yeah. He'll be at Liverpool. Him and Nunes could be a good duo. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had enough already. Fucking
All right,
hell.
let's go back to you, Kundai. What's your next hot take?
Nunes.
Yeah, actually, Hendrick wouldn't start over Nunes anyway. That's silly, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know if this is a hot take, but it's a bit of a two-way hot take. I think Kobe Mainoo will go to the Euros, right? And he should go to the Euros. However, I rate him, by the way, so don't get onto me, guys. I think he's slightly overrated at times.
I agree.
Oh, facts. I'd actually agree with
that.
Agree.
At times, because I think he's a very good player, very tidy
Mm.
player. He sees the pass before he even gets the ball.
Yeah.
But there's some things he's like Shabashly. He's a bit safe sometimes with some of his passing at times.
Yeah.
And I get he's young, it's the Premier League. I get that. But when I look at a player, I look at what you're good at and what you can do. And you can do all the things. You can dribble, you can pass the ball, you can get back, you can do all these things, which is fantastic, especially at a young age. But I just feel that he's a bit safe. And if you look at the England game, they had glimpses of moments where he played it to Bellingham and then Bellingham into Tony and then they got the pen. He has those moments, but sometimes when you're threading the ball, I want you to break those lines a little bit more because I know he can do it. So again, I don't know if that's a hot take or that's just honest opinion or that's just true. But I think, that's what I think. What do you guys think?
He has become like sort of the media's darling, hasn't he, Kobe Mainoo?
They love him.
He's being very overhyped and very, sort of admired by the media, which is fair enough. You know, he's like you said, he's a cracking youngster. Definitely should be going to the Euros, but the way that the media are hyping up is that he's better than Jude Bellingham. You know what I mean? And which isn't helping. It's like it is making him overrated. All this media attention that he's getting. Granted, he deserves the media attention. He's performing very, very well. He's a new youngster coming off the scene, but at the minute, it has then turned him overrated. And once that media attention dies down and he's off to the Euros, doesn't play a minute and comes back and does all right next season, it'll be all right.
Yeah. Do you
and
think
you know how the story goes as well, especially when you're black. You know how the story goes, guys. Yeah.
No,
it's true.
No,
but it's true.
Yeah.
If he puts in a couple bad performances for England or United, it's like, what's going on? Then he goes out to club, he's not focusing on football and all sorts of stuff. And I think people sometimes realize that these footballers have a life outside of football. And even me saying this, sometimes it's like, I shouldn't really have to say this, but track record speaks for itself at the end of the day. You know, and I think he just needs to knuckle down. The hype is deserving. He's a fantastic footballer.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point where you're comparing him with certain players that he shouldn't be compared to. But he has class. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. That's
class,
the thing. I think it's people take it like if you say he's overrated, it's like you're calling him shit when it's not. He's a very good player, and I think he will go on to be like one of the best in his position. I'm not denying that. But do you think maybe it could be he's a bit overrated because he looks quite good in a very disjointed United midfield? Do you think?
I think he has a part to play.
It's a very difficult job to look good in that Man United midfield, considering how poor everyone else is around him, or how poor.
It is, but it also goes the other way. It also, if he plays even at a 7 out of 10, he looks unreal because everyone's doing 4s. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as in, he stands out even more. I get what you're saying. It goes both ways.
It does go both ways. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I think I'd say he's a tad overrated more because I don't think he should start for England in the Euros at all. For me, the only time he'd play would be in the third game if you've won both the first 2. I don't see why he should start because him, Bellingham, and
right. So who else do you put in midfield though?
I think James Maddison for me would be starting. I like James Maddison personally.
Gareth Southgate does not play 10s.
Well, that's not a fucking question, is it? You asked me who I play.
I said, who do you think, not who do you want? I mean, I want Maddison starting as well, but I know for a fact that's not going to happen.
I can't lie. It wouldn't shock me if you see Henderson there, man. This is Southgate we're talking
Oh,
about.
This is why
no,
I'm so
no.
glad I'm not English, man. This makes me so
Oh,
happy.
man.
This is Southgate, though. That's what I'm saying. And at least Henderson's experienced. So at least I don't mind him going, but he shouldn't be playing. But for me,
But
it'd
you
be
see, the thing
Foden or
with that
Maddison.
is, for me, with Henderson, I would say take Henderson, right? But not necessarily playing him 90 minutes in all these games.
Oh no, just yeah,
Because even for myself, when you play in a team, you realize that some of the players that aren't playing, they add so much value to the
yeah,
team without playing. The
mm,
experience that you've said, the advice and the know-how sometimes at halftime they'll come in and give these
yeah,
pointers, Jude, do this, or come on boys, we're losing 1-0, but we can get back
yeah,
into it. You know, putting in Henderson, you're losing that craftiness in that midfield. Yeah, we know Bellingham can be crafty. We know Declan Rice can fizz a ball in. But you need
yeah,
someone like a Maddison who can break those lines, or maybe like a Foden, or who can drive and play those
yeah,
balls in. But playing a Henderson, you lose that creativity. Because why do England have to be so defensive minded already? You've got Rice in there. I know Bellingham is not
yeah,
defensive, but he's got the legs to go up and down anyway. Why not
exactly.
have a man in there that can play those balls to Sterling,
Yeah,
Rashford, or Saka, whoever it is,
that's what.
Harry
Yeah,
Kane?
that's what it should be. When you've got people as just Cole Palmer, Foden, Maddison, even Grealish, if you want to put him back, he probably could do a job in number 10. He did for Villa, but yet he's going to play someone like that. I'd agree with you. Henderson should go, and like when you need to hold on to a lead for 10 minutes, like extra time, he's that sort of guy that to come in. Like you've got 10 minutes to go, you're 1-0 up against, I don't know, it could be France, anyone big, and you like bring him on, he'll hold the game up because he's experienced. But he should not be taking minutes off of people like James Maddison if you want to actually win games of football. Like, and that's coming from someone who's captained my club for the last like how many fucking years. So, but we'll move
That's a hot
away from
take in
Jordan
itself.
Henderson.
Wow.
Exactly, and we'll go back to you, Ducker. What is your next football hot take?
Uh, Erling Haaland is not. It's not a great striker. He is not. He's really not.
Oh, very Roy Keane.
He's a good
Roy
finisher.
Keane loves
No,
it.
but he's a great finisher. Fantastic finisher. But as an all-round striker, his link-up play in the forward areas is awful. I mean, I don't know if we
Yeah,
saw against Arsenal at the weekend. Man City were doing everything right. You know, stringing passes around like there's nobody's business. But when it comes to the final third, the final pass, Haaland's missing.
mm,
He's missing. I just don't think he's that good. I think Man City 2 years ago looked a better team without him. I really do.
oh yeah. I know it's a hard one. I think it's his
He
link.
doesn't
This is
improve.
that sort of
He's a great finisher, and he's got a hell of a shot on him. It's great. I mean, that's what strikers are there to do: score goals. I get that. But look at the modern day striker. Look at Harry Kane, for example. Harry Kane is head and shoulders better than Haaland. He's clear of Haaland because he's able to add that link up play, add that sort of
yeah.
midfield style into the attacking areas.
But do you think that's just a system thing? Because if Kane was at Man City, he wouldn't need to do that.
Yeah, but
Kane wouldn't be dropping into the De
I
Bruyne role,
think
would he?
Pep would incorporate that into his style anyway. Personally, I think if Kane was
He'd
at
find a
Man
way.
City,
Yeah.
he would find a way to get Harry Kane to drop in slightly deeper and make those passes. But the thing is with Man City's team, they've got rid of their fast-paced wingers apart from Doku. So when Harry Kane
Yeah.
drops in, who's going to run in behind? And even Doku, he doesn't always run in behind. He actually wants the ball to feet, if you notice, and he wants to beat his man from there. So
Yeah.
it's a difficult one when it comes to Pep and his system. But I know Pep would probably adjust his system to fit the players that he has, which he has done with Haaland to an extent.
I think it's like you look at Haaland in some of the big games. Like just recently, you obviously got Arsenal when you played Liverpool. He did nothing in either game because you just stick a half decent centre back on him and he's out the game.
But don't get me
Like
wrong,
Gabriel and Saliba just pocketed him
Haaland is a
with ease.
fantastic finisher. I'm not saying he's a bad striker. I just don't think he's all that. He's not as good as what people make him out to be.
He's one that if you went purely off of stats,
I
think he's like the best. Like,
but
not to go too off topic, but from my opinion, Mbappe will always be better than him.
But if you watch Haaland week in, week out, you see that he's a great finisher, gets in good areas, can finish, but then the link-up plays, half the time Man City get to the final third, they're kind of looking back and like, oh, where do we go from here? Because something's not right with Haaland.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Pep trying to force Haaland into sort of like a link-up play striker, and it's just not quite working in the system or something. I don't know, but I just don't think Haaland is all that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think sometimes we look for perfection in players. You know, whether it's a misplaced pass or whether the striker's not dropping deep enough. But if the striker drops in deep, who's going to be up top? That's always the argument.
Scott
So
McTominay.
sometimes we look at a nitpick. Oh, Haaland's not the best at link-up play, but we know that Haaland's not there for link-up play. We know he's there to score goals. You know, so I do understand your point, but I think sometimes we kind of nitpick. Because I could say the same thing with Kobe Mainoo, or he doesn't play that through ball pass, for example.
Yeah.
But his overall game is fantastic. But other people in the team can play that pass. You know, so that's what I think. I think sometimes we nitpick as fans, as football people.
Yeah.
We're all
I feel like
perfectionists. That's it.
Yeah, we should just enjoy the game as it is.
I think
really.
it's like we're very quick to pick out what people can't do, not what they can. So like for years, it's always been Trent can't defend, and that's always been he's dreadful. He just can't. But then everything else he can do just gets forgotten about because he can't defend very well. So like with Haaland, he can't link up. The blokes just broke the scoring record. Like
no, but
won a treble.
Here's the thing. I think he's a great finisher.
No, I actually agree with you. I don't think he's a good all-round striker.
Like as an all-round striker, he's not great. As a finisher, he's fantastic. Yeah.
Like personally, for example, I don't think he'd suit the way we play because we need our striker to actually be involved in a lot more than just the final finish part.
Yeah, I don't think he'd suit Norwich either. You know, Josh Sargent and that. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh no, he wouldn't get the team. Yeah,
Ashley Barnes. I can go on.
You look at you look at Arteta, what he's trying to do with Jesus, and everyone's been screaming for an actual striker. I do think you actually need a proper striker, so maybe he could be someone that would be that final piece. But you've got to think that there's a lot more to football now than just tapping the ball in the net.
Yeah, no, you're right.
But you can get away with it at City because they just spam crosses and give the ball to De Bruyne in that sort of half space to the right. He'll just put it in first time, doesn't even look. He just hopes Haaland's there. And it's like, if you can do that, Haaland will get so many goals because of his build. He's 6'4", and he's absolutely rapid. Like, he's good in the air. He'll throw his leg fucking halfway up there. Do you know what I mean? He'll do anything to score.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I would agree that his maybe all-round play isn't quite up to the standard. So, did you actually see the clip of him? I don't know if you saw on Twitter, the one of him doing the warm-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
what I've literally based this whole hot take on, I'll be honest.
Watching that, I was like, Jesus, that's mental. That it's like watching something at school. Watching just.
To be fair, he was probably doing it half-assed. He knows he's starting week in, week out. He don't really give a shit, does he?
He probably doesn't. He's getting how much a week anyway? He's probably thinking, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Just
exactly. He'll turn up every other week, and that'll be it. But anyway, we are out of time, Adam. We've got we're pretty much out of time. So Adam, I'll let you round up.
Oh, what we're just finishing?
Yeah, we're nearly out of time, mate. Otherwise, the podcast is just going to end itself midway through.
Yeah, I would get him a last football take that.
Do you want to say it? Yeah, just won't talk about it.
I was
leave on
say
that.
McAllister's been the best signing of the season, but that's just me.
Fucking hell.
For the price, you got to remember 35 million.
Yeah.
What he's done for the team. So yeah.
Okay, then change. You got to change your hot take and reword it then. Best value for money. Best value for
because
money.
that makes it sound like best player because you take everything into consideration. Of course, Declan Rice is good. He's 100 mil. If he wasn't good, why wouldn't he be good? He's 100 mil.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
Yeah.
There you go. And he's
right, that's the hot take discussed. Lovely.
Yeah. But I think overall for money and everything, that was what he's done to the team. He's played in a number 6 role for the start of the season. Obviously, he's moved around a little bit, and now you're seeing him proper add the stats to his game because he's been allowed to do what you said earlier, sort of play them passes and be that guy. I do think there's obviously been a lot of great signs. Cole Palmer was one that we both said at the start would be a shit signing. Turns out to be very good.
And Penn mentioned though.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. But
he changed his first name to Cole.
He
changed his first name to Cole, so he must be good.
Yeah, exactly. And he does this because he thinks he's really cool, but he's not. There's still levels of shot. Yeah. So thank you everyone for listening and watching. Make sure you check out Eutopia Studios as well in the description. Yes. We'll leave their link to them in the bio. And we'll be back next week with another episode, hopefully. And pleasure for having you on, Kundai, as well.
No, thank you guys for having me and taking your time to invite me anyway. So thank you guys. Hopefully it goes well with your podcast and keep posting, guys. That's all I can say. Keep posting and keep believing in your craft because you can go places if you keep, positive and,
Wise
yeah.
words. That's why we got him.
There we go.
That's why we got him.
There we go. Right.